Hello there. The latest news from Congo is that the president of DRC, Felix Tshisekedi, is willing to meet Rwanda's president Paul Kagame. And that is the story all over the place. And one of the online newspaper, TRT Africa, says that Felix Tshisekedi of Congo has accepted to meet Rwanda's Kagame. And the subtitle is that Congo's president has accepted to meet his Rwandan counterpart Paul Kagame in efforts to de-escalate tensions between the two neighbors. And when you go to the article, it says that Tshisekedi has been on record accusing Rwanda of supporting armed groups in the troubled eastern part of Congo, allegation that Rwanda keeps denying. Now, it's not the president of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, who accuses Rwanda. There is evidence to show that Rwanda actually is sending their troops there and calling these troops M23 fighters. And this is evidenced from the troops that have been captured, others that have been killed on the battleground, and they've been found with the Rwandan national identity card, Rwandan Defense Force service cards, including Rwandan medical cards, and even some cards issued by the United Nations peacekeeping mission in South Sudan, which is I think called the UNIMIS in Sudan, where Rwandan troops serve. So these type of cards or identity cards have always been found on those who have been killed in Congo. And there's no way M23 could be having all those cards, including cards that belong to the United Nations. And when the serial numbers of those cards are given to MONUSCO is the United Nations peacekeeping force in Congo, they run it through their database and find that the person was actually serving in the peacekeeping force in South Sudan. And M23 do not have a peacekeeping force in South Sudan. You understand? M23 is a rebel group, apparently. But why would an M23 fighter be having a card showing that he was serving and earning allowances in South Sudan and on a peacekeeping mission for the United Nations? Unless that is a Rwandan troop, because that is what is known. So that is a fact. So it's not that the Congo president accuses Rwanda out of spite or without evidence. He does so because it is obvious. I mean, it is too evident to deny it. So he has agreed to meet him. And all this time, the Rwandan president has been going all over the place saying that, denying and also saying that Congo needs to meet M23 rebels to talk to them. But Congo has said, how can we meet these rebels when every time we capture them, they tell us that they are Rwandan troops? So we need to go to their real master. And the real master of these fighters is Paul Kagame. So they're going to meet with Paul Kagame. But then you have to also ask yourself, why is Paul Kagame sending troops to Congo, to east of Congo? Why is he sending his troops there and lying that they are rebels? They are there to defend the Tutsis. Even though, again, I said in a previous video, the total number of Tutsis, and if I'm lying, let someone prove me wrong. The total number of Tutsi people in the whole of North Kivu, I'm not talking of, let's even talk about both North and South Kivu, in Uvira, in Bukavu, in those territories in the south, together with the ones in North Kivu around Masisi. The total number of those Tutsis, if put together, is nothing close to 300,000 people. 300. And the whole two provinces, the North and South Kivu, has a population of about 12 million to 15 million Congolese people. 12 million. We have communities like for example, the Bembe or the Bahunde people that have a population of about 3 million. The Bahunde are 3 million in North Kivu. You go to the Bembe in the South Kivu, there are about 3.5 to 4 million people there. And the Frero and the others. So you find the Tutsi are very minority. They are a tiny minority. That's what I wanted to say. And he's saying that they are being killed, but there's no evidence. Really. The only evidence is in the words, in the social media, but we want evidence by showing us the bodies or at least the names of those people who have been killed or massacred. There is no such evidence. This is just a fear created by, you know who, the president of Rwanda. So that is the story. Now, all this time, the president of Congo has always said, instead of meeting your troops that you are sending to Congo and calling them M23, let me talk to you and understand why you are sending these troops. So he has agreed. Now, the question is the president of Rwanda going to agree to meet him? I doubt that. And if he meets him, is he going to stop sending these troops? Again, I doubt that. Because you have to understand why they are being sent there. They are being sent there, for one, to try to displace the other communities I mentioned, like the Bembe, the Bahunde, from the ancestral land, and in their place replace them with Tutsis, these few Tutsis from Rwanda. And this is something that happened actually last week in the town of Bambo, which is in Ruchuru district. There was reports that people were being told to evacuate from their homes, and then families who are strange or strangers to those parts, foreigners, people no one has ever seen before, would be brought there to live in those homes. The reason is because these Rwandan troops that call themselves M23 have taken that town called Bambo. It's in the control of these people, and they are doing mass displacement of the real Congolese with the people we don't know where they're coming from. So that is one reason. The other reason is the minerals. They want to displace these Bantu communities from the ancestral land in Masisi, in Rubaya, in the South Kivu, everywhere, so that they can bring in people from I don't know where, from mostly Rwanda. Then they can exploit these minerals without these indigenous communities. That is the goal. And they are backed by powerful people, the British and the Americans, the United States. The United States love these kind of things, trying to displace indigenous populations with the newcomers. That is what is happening. So I don't think even if they meet, Paul Kagame is going to have realistic reasons why he's sending troops to Congo. I doubt that. Because if he was real, he would say, I want land in Kivu, give me the whole of North Kivu and let me attach it to Rwanda. That is, if he's telling the truth. The other thing is, also allow me to steal or take the minerals there. Those two things, he should say those things. If he says the reason why he's sending these troops to Congo is because of the minerals, and if he says that he also wants to grab that territory or the land, then he's telling the truth. But if he starts talking about things that happened in 1994, things like FDRL, those things, he's just trying to waste people's time. And I don't know why Congo has not seen this and created an army of at least 500,000 fighters and sent them to that territory to finish this job. You can do that. They can do it. They have a population of 120 million people. All they have to do is try to figure out the budget to equip and train 500,000 people, send them to that border, finish the job, make sure it is secure, build trenches and put a wall, maybe kind of a fence. Even if it's possible, they put landmines in some sections to ensure no one crosses through there in future. Barbed wire, landmine in Kibumba, everywhere. Like becomes like the northern South Korea. and in this case Rwanda being the North Korea and Congo being the South Korea, you put a demilitarized zone, you put a huge section of land that is full of landmines. Do that, and then ensure that the only border crossing between Rwanda and Congo is through Goma and Gisenyi, and in the south in Bukavu. Any other border crossing, especially through Virunga National Park, you put landmines, including all the way to the Ugandan border. That's what I would do. And put soldiers on watchtowers with snipers. If every time you see someone crossing through there, you take them down. If they do that for 5 years, Rwanda will get the message, Uganda will get the message. Now, the other story which I want to talk about is the withdrawal of MONUSCO, which is now this United Nations peacekeeping force in Congo. They've transferred one of the first base called the Kamanyora. It is a very famous base, by the way, that they had. There were incidences where Congolese people would go there protesting. So they've given up this base and they have started withdrawing from Congo. They were supposed to do it in December last year. They stayed a little bit longer, hoping that after the election, which took place in December, the president of Congo will change his mind. Apparently, as of now, he has not. So they have gone on to start withdrawing. And remember, they came to, that base was established in 2005. This peacekeeping force came there 25 years ago, and they are leaving. So that is the other story. And the question is, if they leave, is Congo going to be able to control the territories where they are operating? That is the other worry. I hope Congo is actually serious about building a powerful army to really, take control of this territory, because if they tell the peacekeepers to leave, a lot of people are asking so many questions as to what will happen after they leave.